This river turns into a big sheet of ice in the winter, and it's perfect for cross-country skiing. The one thing that we know is it eventually leads to a waterfall.
So right now it is absolutely freezing. It is about -9, -10 degrees. But we prepared for this because this is northern Minnesota in the winter, and a day that's well into the negative teens is not exactly out of the ordinary.
What will be out of the ordinary for us is using hawk skis. They're a little wider and shorter than the Nordic cross-country skis we've used before, and they have abrasive skins on the bottom.
These hawk skis are gonna give us the ability to basically treat these as snowshoes from time to time. If the trail gets a little too rough, we can't exactly glide.
But gliding is what we're used to doing on cross-country skis. So even though they are supposed to be easy to use, hawk skis are a whole new ballgame.
You wanna go first?
You go for it.
No. You're the excellent skier.
No, I'm not.
Now, I've had more skiing experience than Jack.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah!
But it's not helping much.
He's down! Are you all right?
This is gonna be a long day.
Yeah! All right, let's hit the trail. So we haven't even gone 100 yards down this river, and we're already seeing where the ice has opened up and you've got the flowing water underneath. That flowing water makes it dangerous to get too distracted by the view. There's a track that runs through this, and you gotta pay attention to where you're going or you might fall into the river.
And even if it looks like the river is completely frozen, water is still running underneath the ice. So we have to make sure that the ice that we're skiing over is in fact stable. Oh, get off of that, get off of that. Ah! Oh, be careful, be careful, be careful.
The ice underneath me suddenly breaks up and nearly drops me into the river.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
Yeah, it basically just buckled like a cheap tent.
And all of a sudden, snaps off, and that's what you're left with right there.
Right down there,
That's where I
that's
was.
where Jack was. And now it is swamped with ice cold water. And we're also left with a lesson. Stick to the sides, stick to our trail.
There's more than 2,200 miles of major streams flowing through Superior National Forest and about 2,000 lakes. These waters are full of walleye, northern pike, and 4 kinds of trout.
Northern Minnesota has got a really deep and rich history. Many of the names of the lakes and the rivers up here were given by the voyagers when they came through here hundreds of years ago. But before them, the Ojibwe were here in Minnesota. The name the Ojibwe gave this river meant spirits walking on water, which certainly is a little more elegant in my opinion than devil track.
We're keeping our eyes peeled for wildlife. Superior is the 4th largest forest in the nation, and it supports animals including eagles, moose, deer, black bears, and gray wolves. We don't expect any bears this trip because they're hibernating, but wolves are out and about year-round, although they're most active at dusk and dawn.
There's 300 to 400 wolves living in this forest and more than 2,000 throughout Minnesota. This state has the biggest wolf population in the lower 48. Wolves live in packs of 5 to 10 animals and communicate with a vocabulary of barks, yips, and howls. They don't really howl at the moon, but they are more active and noisy when the full moon gives them plenty of light to see by.
The farther we get upriver, the harder we're working. We're actually gaining about 800 feet in elevation on this trail.
When you head up these rivers away from Lake Superior, you slowly gain elevation. And that's because these rivers carved out these canyons and worked their way down towards the lake. Look at the canyon behind me. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. This river came through here, carved that out, and now we're left with this.
The most dramatic sign of this river's downhill drop is at Barrier Falls. The closer we get to the waterfall, the steeper the climb.
Whoa! What? What do you mean, what?
Clearly, we need more practice with these hawk skis.
You all good?
Yep.
Excellent skier!
I never said that.
Another half hour up the trail and...
Oh, wow.
That's it?
That's it. Oh, look at that. Look at the water coursing through that thing.
Oh, man, yeah, you can see it. You can see why this thing's called Barrier Falls. It's because the trail ends right here.
The waterfall itself is only about 30 feet high.
It's amazing. You can see the water running through this underneath the ice. It's like the outer shell froze, and it's still allowing it to go through, almost like an artery.
That just shows you the power of water, and that is incredibly evident up here in northern Minnesota. I mean, everything from the geology that's been carved out by this river to now in the dead of winter, it still has enough power, enough force to continue to flow through the ice.
The water has really hollowed out this area. It's almost like a bowl surrounding this waterfall. River comes down, you can see it coming through the ice, makes its way all the way down to Lake Superior. Well, we climbed 800 feet up here. Now we gotta go 800 feet down.
The fun part.
Here we go.
Probably won't end well.
It won't even start well.
Whoa!
Still up! Still up! It's all ice. Whoa! This is so pathetic. All right, here we go. Oh!
Oh! Watch this one.
I gotta tell you, I really hope I'm awesome at fat biking because I'm not great at this.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.